we doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Pearson Podcast, episode 35 or 6, something like that. We're still in Arizona, last day, and I'm here joined with Big John.
Hello, everybody.
My little brother, Jax. If you haven't seen the previous episodes with him, this is just a kind of improvisational podcast with nothing entirely planned. Like I said, last day in Arizona. It's probably gonna be like a half an hour because we're gonna have to start packing in like half an hour. So just so you guys know, check out the vlog I am making on this whole thing. I'm gonna name it 6 Days in Arizona, something along those lines. We were sitting in the Coyote Temple, this cool structure my grandpa built, or our grandpa built, and yeah, so we're gonna pack, and then we're gonna go hang out with our cousin Shelby, who we haven't seen in 4 years at least.
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Speak up just a little bit. Yeah, and then drop off. We're gonna swim in her house. She's got her pool in her backyard. Didn't know it was her pool. Just to have a wing it.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's in her backyard. That's cool. So yeah, we're gonna swim in there, and then yeah, chill out. And just so you guys know, I basically forced Jax to be here. He just woke up, so it's gonna be get some time to get used to it, but we're in it. So let's get straight into it. Sorry about that, my dad came up. So I'm curious. Well, we already talked about this, so I know kind of what you're gonna say, but after staying here in my Grammy and Grandpa's house for 6 days, what's the biggest thing you want to, what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to at home?
I don't know. There's a lot.
The
Probably.
biggest thing.
Definitely.
Or the few things.
Well, the overall concept probably just quiet. Just the overall, like, having peace and quiet. But an item would be my computer.
Yeah.
Because I can talk to my friends.
I mean, it is pretty dang quiet here.
Yeah, I mean more like
Your own room.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, my own room would probably be the highest, just because it's like, here I haven't had my own space, for 6 days. So yeah, that would definitely be high on the tier. Yeah, I mean, my own room. I mean, the Wi-Fi here, as sad as it sounds, it's like, I'm looking forward to our good Wi-Fi. Take a guess here. What do you think the megabytes per second is? Just take a guess. I'll give you a second. Say it out loud. Wrong. 1 megabyte a second.
and that's highballing it.
Yeah, and that's
like the lucky side of the Wi-Fi.
And with with 5 of us on it, do the math. You're getting like a quarter of a megabyte a second.
Well, you're lucky because you have the room with the Wi-Fi freaking setup. I'm in the room on the opposite side of the house, and I have to I'm taking my phone at night, watching my show, and I have to try to find the actual Wi-Fi, and it's loading.
Yeah.
And then it'll load the video for 2 seconds, and then load.
Exactly. It makes me think, I didn't know, moving it a little bit actually made a difference. In the movies, you see them walking around, but legit, I walked into Jax's room, he's like, Here I don't get data. Here I don't get data, but right here. So I just picture walking in your, the room. You're like holding it in like an awkward
Yes,
position.
I am. I'm laying down and I'm holding it like this. I'm like.
It's funny, like position, like take a selfie. That's hilarious. Yeah. So slow internet, and hey, I got a podcast up in this internet. So if the download is that slow, imagine what the upload speeds are.
The upload speed is like 0.15 at the high side.
It took 9 hours to do it.
I'm gonna test it up here, and this is where the good Wi-Fi is up here.
Yeah, well, I think the best is in that room because it's just right by the router. But
let's see.
But yeah, so it took me 9 hours to upload a 1080p 30-minute video. The last podcast, 9 hours, and I had to do it overnight while I slept. Lay it on me.
Hold on, still fluctuating. The upload speed is surprisingly high for up here.
What is it?
The download is 1.89 and the upload is 0.5.
0.5, so that's half a megabyte. Crazy.
And that's with no one on the Wi-Fi because I'm sure we're the only people on it right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's pretty insane. And back home, lay it on them what we get.
Well, I told Mom that. I was like, Mom, if you didn't understand a Wi-Fi and our Wi-Fi speed now, let me just give you a comparison. And I showed her the difference. I'm like, so this is, it's around 0.51 here. We get, around 600 at home.
Yeah. We get about 1,500 megabytes a second to the router, but 600 like per device. So that's pretty nice, I must say. But yeah, so let's talk about you, Jax. Are you on any dating apps?
We're going back to that.
Yes.
No.
Do you want to be?
No.
Is that truthful?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Why not?
Because I feel like dating apps are like just for people who, I don't know, like have struggles meeting or finding them in person, which there's nothing wrong with at all. Because I feel like it's brilliant. I mean, like most people these days have a really hard time meeting people face to face and being comfortable. But if you have that like wall of protection,
yeah, for sure,
it gives you more like comfortable, and then you guys can like find each other's like real personalities without anybody being awkward or uncomfortable, and then you guys can meet in real life and you already know each other's personalities. So I think it's brilliant.
No, it really is. And they're putting more metadata values like if you're vaccinated or not and things like that. That's really good. It's all good. But yeah, I'm with you. It's difficult because it's like, how can you portray yourself in a bio, and then the whole like kind of social algorithm of messaging the person, because girls get messaged so many things and so many weird things, and it must just be like you're just some random sperm swimming through, and it's like, pick any of them, you know what I mean?
Odd comparison, but
there's like millions and only one gets in, or only one gets to the egg. That's a pretty good comparison, I think.
Sure.
Maybe not a weird one, but a good one. Yeah, I'm with you though. What would your bio be? I play video games 9 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen.
9 hours a day, yeah, that's lowballing it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I feel like after high school, it's gonna be a lot different. A lot different.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll meet a lot of people in college.
Yeah.
When you so, have you given any thought to college? I mean, obviously you're probably going, but any specific ones, degrees, things you wanted to do?
I mean, I don't really understand people, or I understand what they want, but
Keep going.
I've never been a person that wants a specific college.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just see them as colleges.
Yeah.
I mean, just in different areas. They all have different. I'm sure that. Like, I've never understood why. Maybe they just offer better stuff, or different.
Better teachers. I mean, it's like the comparison to Arizona State and Harvard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's something good about Harvard that's better than most, or Stanford, or any of those schools that live in the Erd, or the last. Go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of just wanna. I don't really want to go far.
Yeah.
Like as most people do. I don't really want to like go to another state, or
Even,
you know.
I mean, if you could commute, that would be best, I would think. Or like drive from home to it.
Yeah, that'd be best. I mean, I would just hope that the colleges that I can access from home would be good.
Yeah, I mean,
what I
Washington
want.
University isn't too far, I don't think.
I know there's one
It's
in
in
Seattle,
Bellingham.
and there's one in Bellingham.
Yeah, the Bellingham one is not too far, and I think it's really good. That's the one you see on everybody's, like, that's Washington University, I believe. I've been there a few times. Partying.
I've been to Bellingham Technical College. I don't think that's the same thing.
No. The purple W's you see all over?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Washington University.
Oh, I've never been there, but when I was at the technical college, it was very nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a technical college. I don't know if you guys know or watched the previous episodes, but he's into the medical area, right? That's safe to say.
Yeah. And I can actually explain. It's quite interesting.
Please do.
Story. My sophomore year, 2 years ago.
Crazy.
I had a health science class, which is like an accelerated health class. We just learn more in depth. We took a trip to the Bellingham Technical College.
Oh.
And I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think it was my health science class. I think it was just an overall class. Because, I mean, maybe it was. I don't remember. It could have been. I think it's my health science class, just because I had my friend that was also in it. But we when we went there, they kind of like had this giant room full of like, I'd say probably like 50 different areas of work, like technician, mechanic, all that type of stuff. And you basically take this, you write down your name and the time that you want, and then they get a group at that time, and then go to like a room, and then they talk about it and give examples and show you kind of what they do at that school in that area of work. And so me and my friend, we both had the same interests, same areas of work, medical field. So we did the medical ones, and there was this surgeon area, and
surgical class. Or
yeah,
something?
like surgical class and that kind of area. And so we went there, me and my friend, and we were like, oh, maybe they'll show us like a like a fake body, and that'll show us like what they do to practice, or maybe they'll like, I don't know. So
something cool.
Just something interesting to get you like wanting to go to that school,
right?
Or interested in that area of work at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go to the class that we were told to go to, and there were like probably 10 people in there, and they were all
in the class.
Yeah,
wow.
like 10 like older people, like they were students. And they were
older
probably,
as in college student age?
Yeah, they were all probably like 27.
Oh, that's pretty old.
So they were probably like just on the last year. They were probably, I don't know, what's that called? The last year students. Not senior, but there's another word for it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's fine.
But yeah, they were like last year students, I'm guessing. And they showed us for about 15 minutes in the first part how to wash your hands properly. Like it seems like it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But not really.
Yeah, it's important, but
that's not what we want to see.
Yeah.
Like they basically just showed you that you literally just need to wash your entire hand on both
and
like
arm.
an arm, and then have someone put the stuff on for you.
Don't touch me, I'm sterile.
And so, then they brought us over to another table of more people, and they basically took another 15 minutes on showing us different tools.
So, did the people know that you guys were coming that day?
Yeah.
So, you'd think that they would choose a day that actually demonstrates some more interesting things. Sorry about that. Little skizzy came up here. Okay. So
there was another part of the place.
Of the class.
It was the best part.
Oh.
Yeah. So after
so
they
how
showed
much time has passed? 15
so
minutes of the
probably
washing.
Like 15
the tools.
each.
Okay.
And
it's a long time.
It was pretty boring, and me and my friend were already like really frustrated at the people, and so after they showed us the tools, they went us over to another table, and there were probably 3 people hovering over what it looked to be a body. So I was like, oh, this is cool. It's gonna be like a fake plastic dummy, and they're gonna show us how they practice. Basically what we wanted. So we go over there, and they open up the sheet what they would practice on, and it was filled with hand towels.
Oh, I remember this story. It's so dumb.
And so they start literally
hand towels.
The surgeons,
describe it. They're rolled up.
They're
rolled
up knee towels just pushed in there. And so basically these surgeons, final year students, were hovering over this sheet that was filled with wash towels, hand towels, and they were just moving their hands, and they weren't even doing anything like they would do, taking crap out. They were literally just kind of just making it look like their hands were moving, and with the towels, and
that makes me worried, because if those are final year students and they're practicing on towels, the whole thing about surgeons being really detail oriented and surgical, detail, surgical, really small, tight things, deep, small areas, and that's a complete opposite of a towel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that that's actually not what they practice on. I'm sure that's just because they can show us for some odd reason, even though when I took another program that was there, another trip, or I signed up for another one of the medical tours. It was what was it? Medicine, maybe? I don't know, but no, it was nurse, nursing. And we go up to the room, and it was filled with a bunch of rooms with a bunch of dummies laying on a gurney.
Actually cool dummies.
Expensive dummies that they actually would practice on. And they had a bunch of these little box with I don't know what it's called, like fake tissue on it. It's basically what they do to practice their doing their shots, like sailing. And they just showed us a bunch of different stuff that they have to do, and that was actually interesting. Because they actually showed us stuff. I don't remember what they showed us. I just remember they actually showed us. But you'd think that for the higher part of the medical field, near like being a surgeon, that's one of the highest you can do. They would actually like show you some cool crap, but they didn't show us anything.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. It's like, if you're trying to interest people in your course, pull out the big guns, especially for the final year seniors or whatever. It's like, if you show them working on some towels and spending a half an hour on tools and washing your hands, it's like Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah.
So, it is 8 o'clock. We have to start packing. Any final thoughts? You want to shout out your Grindr account, anything like that?
Right, like Grindr. No, I mean, unless there's something else you want to know.
Let me think here. So Jax is an incredibly good student and gets really good grades because he's got a big old brain.
I just find my way, the easiest way around things. That's what
big
a lot
brain.
of people do. That's
Big
what
brain.
a lot of people don't
work
do.
Smarter, not harder.
That's exactly. I mean, I work hard. No matter what, no matter how you do it, there's even if you like cheat your way through, that'll be hard.
Yeah.
But like, I want to get the best that I can. Sometimes I'll have a class and it's almost impossible for me to get a high grade, like Spanish. I took Spanish in my sophomore year, and I was just trying to make sure that I did not fail. As long as I didn't get a D or an F, I was like trying so hard, but I couldn't get it any higher than a C, and I was borderlining a D. But I just finished Spanish 2, which was a terrible idea. Starting Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
At least he knows a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying that Spanish is like no one can learn it, obviously. But for someone like me, I don't really learn by hearing it. I learn by doing it and touching, and kind of just using your hands to figure out things. So I ended up taking American Sign Language last year. It is so much easier because it's less, and it's like, because you're working with your hands, and it's so much better because it's like pretty self-said. Like you can imagine how to say something, and it's pretty much near it. Like even if you're talking to a person who is very fluent, and so like let's say that someone was deaf and you didn't know how to speak American Sign Language. I mean, just normal gestures to what you're trying to say, they know. Because and they can also read your mouth. That's something that you have to do later on in American Sign Language. Is use your mouth as you speak so that they know what you're saying if they don't know what you're doing.
Wow.
Which I don't understand yet, but all I know is American Sign Language was a lot easier, and I didn't even need to take it because in high school you're required 2 years of a language. I did Spanish 1, Spanish 2, not a good idea, and then I took ASL, and I want to take ASL 2.
I took French twice, and sadly it's just an absolutely terrible teacher, and I just got really unlucky with the terrible teacher. See, it sucks because it would be really cool to know French, and I was kind of started at a disadvantage because I joined the class late, and she only spoke French. She didn't speak English the whole time.
What is that?
There's a rabbit or something. But they didn't. The teacher didn't speak English. Like, how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to learn what the words mean if she doesn't say anything in English? She said no English words the entire time.
I mean, that's what it was like for my ASL teacher, except my American Sign Language teacher, she wasn't deaf. She could hear and speak completely fine. She just didn't.
Yeah.
She laughed, and you could just tell.
Yeah.
You know that she can hear, obviously. But
there's a way to do it and a way not to do it.
But I think she just wants to make it so that you talk to her as best as you can, even though you could just speak English.
Yeah.
But it was difficult at times because, like, when I had it online, she would put us in these called individual breakout rooms, which is basically like an individual classroom with just you, and then she would come into that individual.
Oh, because it was Zoom.
Yeah. She would just come and randomly to a student and be like, "Hey, can you sign this?" And like she'll type it, "Can you sign this?" And you'll do it, and then she'll just stare at you, and then you're like, "Am I done?"
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll start signing something, and I have no idea what she's signing, but even back to the like what we were saying at the start of this school thing, like
working smarter,
working the best way you can, like, because a lot of people will burn themselves out. Now, me, I'm not all about completely just spending my life on school. I want to just do what I can, the best I can, with having a lot of time for myself, because if you don't, you're gonna go insane.
Yeah.
And I did. I think last year was the hardest it's ever been, and I was starting to go insane.
It was COVID. It was over Zoom. The teachers weren't adapted. Some teachers, obviously, Zoom or not, they're terrible, and over Zoom, they're even worse. They wouldn't give him any updates of when he's gonna get homework, tests. We'd be chilling. All the homework is done. Then he'll get a notification on his phone, more homework, and it's just like, it's insane.
Yeah, it was.
And he got straight A's that year.
Huh?
You got straight A's that year.
Yeah, but it took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
It was like a price to pay. It's like, yeah, in order to get this, you have to pay this, and I bought my way through with using my sanity, and you know, and using my like whatever was left, but I definitely took easy routes at times. Like I would,
as you should,
for certain things. Now here's the thing. I don't see any wrong in there's in cheating. In my mind, there's two different meanings. Cheating is manipulating and not doing any work, and then cheating can also mean, in my way, understanding it better and also getting the right answer. So most people, when they cheat, they kind of just don't study, but then cheat, and then don't learn anything, but get the right answers.
Yeah.
But I did. I know I'm not saying I did this every time. I did this very rarely for some things that I just had a hard time learning. I would look up how to do it during the test, because obviously it's online. I would look up how to do it, not the answer. I would look up how, and because I forgot how he did it, and I would look up how to do it and have someone explain it to me, and then I would remember and then do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's I'm not exactly like cheating my way and doing it. I'm just reminding myself, which also then imprints that learning lesson in your brain.
Exactly.
Which a lot of people, a lot of teachers, get on you about cheating, but that's just because most people cheat in the bad way where they just take the answer and don't learn anything.
It's kind of like the comparison to video games. Cheating to the way you're saying cheating, obviously, the main way of cheating is like copying off someone's work. That's like wall hacks, aimbot, blah blah blah. Doesn't take any skill. But the other way is maybe like for Tarkov having an extract map.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of have
like
a map.
An extra support.
You just look around, see your extracts, see where maybe the secret caches are. You still have to go to it. You still have to get the loot. You still have to play the game, but it doesn't. It takes all the pointless work out, I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to go to the bathroom really bad. Any final thoughts?
I don't think so. I think this is good. We could definitely pick up on this and when we get back home
in the big
someday,
WA,
and we'd be able to go in more depth.
Yeah, no, I know.
There's still a lot there that I could explain.
I know. Jax is a CS:GO crate. You never know what you're gonna find. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just find a knife. Well, while I sign this out, if you just want to sign as I do it. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed and subscribe for new podcasts every single ding dong Monday.